Hey friends, I'm Amy, homeschool mom to 9 and Grammy to 5, and I help other homeschool moms create income from home without burning out or sacrificing family time. And I'm out here because it's a gorgeous day in northern Minnesota where I live, and the sky is beautiful and blue, the sun is shining, and that's not going to last too much longer here. And if you hear any noises, my neighbor's been mowing his lawn and he's doing something with a four-wheeler, so hopefully, but I don't care. I wanted to be outside anyway. Because today I want to talk about something that it just doesn't get enough attention, I think, in the online business world. At least for me, it hasn't. And what that is, what it actually looks like to build from peace instead of panic. Because if you're anything like me, you've had those seasons where you're just running on fumes. You're trying to build something meaningful while you're holding everything else together, right? Like the school, your house, you're trying to stretch every dollar because your husband works every hour he possibly can. And so here we are, we have those times where it feels like, we're running on fumes and we're trying to make something meaningful happen. But we feel like we're failing at everything. And I want to talk about like what I've been thinking about. I wrote down notes, right? And it's like the panic pattern. I used to think that success meant speed. That if I wasn't hustling to make it, I was falling behind. But what I learned the hard way is that panic just builds pressure. It doesn't build profit. When you're building from fear, whether that's fear of missing out or fear of not being enough or fear of not having enough or fear that time is running out, your business, it becomes a burden. And that's not what God designed for us, mamas. Matthew 11:28 says, "Come to me, all who are weary, and I will give you rest." That's not a suggestion. It's an invitation to rebuild from a place of rest. And peace isn't passive. It's powerful. I mean, think about what God uses in his armor that he talks about in Ephesians. He says the shoes of the gospel of peace. And when you look at those shoes that the Roman soldier wore, those were shoes that had cleats. They were like sandals that had straps that went all the way up, halfway up their legs. They were extremely stable and extremely sturdy, and they kept them from sliding backwards when they're climbing in places like where there's mud or there's not a good grip. Peace. It's not passive. It's powerful. When our minds are calm, that's when I feel like creativity it can flow. I mean, think about it. If you have to sit down and do anything creative, do you want the kids running around and screaming around you and people banging things and like cooking happening around you and your husband's talking about what he's going to be, what he wants in his lunch the next week or where we're going to go, what's on the calendar? No, you want calm. At least I do. I want to be quiet and calm, and then my creativity kind of kicks in. And I know everybody's different, but for me, as a homeschool mom of many, if I want to be creative, I have to find a space where I have some peace. When your days are structured with some margin, strategy can sharpen. And when your heart is steady, consistency can return. I've learned to treat peace kind of like it's my productivity plan. And that's why I built what I call my freedom machine, which is a system that works even when I rest. And that's because peace isn't about doing less, it's about doing the right things consistently. Now, here's what this might look like for you. It's to set clear boundaries around your homeschool hours. And maybe you already do that because you know you have to do that. Maybe you don't, and you just kind of homeschool and you do your schooling stuff whenever it works. But for this to work, you have to set clear boundaries around your homeschool hours. And then you schedule micro steps instead of marathons. I don't know if you're like me, I'm a procrastinator. And so I tend to like try and just put it off, and then I'm like scrambling to get it done. And I have had to learn, and I have learned. I can't function that way and be at peace and be in a place where things are flowing smoothly for my family. So for me, it's worked to kind of actually schedule these little micro steps where I do this, this, and this, instead of trying to make myself run this marathon every day or every week. Then the other thing that I've done and that you can do is automate the things that drain your time. Like in my Freedom Machine thing that I'm talking about that works while I sleep, the emails are automated, the funnels, like where people enter their email and like start to come into your system, that's automated. I don't have to mess with it. People can just drop in there. That's amazing, okay? Things that automate, things that drain your energy and your time, automate that if you can, okay? Like, why do we put bills on auto pay, for instance? Because they take up energy and time that we don't need to be doing all the time. Okay, the other part that I want you to remember is this. Trust that slow growth built in peace is going to last longer than frantic growth that we build in panic. I want you to remember this because I had to learn it the hard way. Peace isn't a personality trait. It's a decision. You don't have to earn it. You just have to build from it. If this has resonated with you, I want you to take this as your sign that you can choose peace over panic, and you can still build some prosperity into your family life. I would love to show you how my Freedom Machine works. It's the same system that helps me grow my business while keeping homeschooling and family first, which is really important to me. And if you're watching this, I bet it's important to you too, because I'm wanting to talk to you, a homeschool mom who wants to learn how to create income from home without sacrificing your family time, without burning out. Because you don't need one more thing. You need peace. So drop peace down in the comments and let's have a conversation about how you can start building your income from rest, not rush.